Welcome to Pinoy Ghost Files. Tonight, we have 3 terrifying ghost stories that will send shivers down your spine. From eerie encounters to unexplained phenomena, each tale will draw you deeper into the unknown. So sit back, relax, and prepare for a chilling ride through the supernatural. Let's dive in. This story submitted last January 27 to 28, 2015. Story number 1. Title: Shower Room. Last April, we went to a beach resort in the province of Aurora. The beach was beautiful. The water was clean, and the breeze was very fresh. We frolicked around, just like that. It was around 4 when I got out of the water. I went to the shower room to rinse off. There were actually 3 shower rooms there. They were small and made of bamboo. The one I went to was unoccupied. I took a cubicle that was the third from the door. Then I heard a feminine laugh. It was impossible because I am a man. I was in the male shower room. I initially ignored it and just hurried my shower. Then I heard it again. I reached for my towel at the door, but it was gone. I put on my wet briefs and went out of the cubicle. I saw my towel and clothes on the floor not far from the door. At that time, it was obvious that I was being haunted. Then I realized it was very quiet. I should be hearing the sound of the waves, but I didn't hear it. It was dead silence, so to speak. Then one of the shower heads next to the cubicle I used suddenly turned on. I just dried off quickly and dressed outside the shower room. I even felt like someone might have seen me, but never mind. I went back to our cottage. Mom called me back because I forgot my shampoo and soap in the shower room. Even the shorts I used were still there. I had no choice but to go back. I entered the shower room, went straight to the cubicle, and took what I needed. P.S. The shower head in the next cubicle was still on, and there was someone humming something. It was definitely a woman's voice. I didn't look any further. I was afraid of seeing something bloody. Haha. But I'm sure there was something. Story submitted by story number 2. Hello. I'm not actually from UST, just a 4th-year high school student who recently learned about this page. So I'm planning to share my own experience. I was in 2nd year high school when I started experiencing supernatural phenomena, and I thought it was just my mind creating those things, because in my family, we love watching horror movies, which made me think it was just my mind playing tricks on me. But one time, after we finished watching a horror movie, when everyone went to bed and it was already midnight, I went to my bedroom and felt an urge to go to the bathroom. So, I went to the bathroom and didn't feel sleepy yet, so I went to the living room to watch a movie that might make me feel sleepy. But as time passed, I started to feel a little cold, so I went back to my bedroom to get a blanket. When I went to get the blanket, I suddenly heard a noise coming from my cabinet, which is usually closed and doesn't make a noise until it's opened. As soon as I tried to turn on the lights, the noise got louder and louder. I ran as quickly as I could to turn on the lights, but when I turned them on, my door slowly closed. I just watched it close like a scared little boy who didn't want to move. I stood there waiting for everything to return to normal, but when I started to think that everything was back to normal, my cabinets suddenly closed themselves and opened slowly. My windows started creaking, and my door wouldn't open. So, I ran to my bed to cover myself with a blanket. When I tried to peek a little, everything was settled, but the door remained closed. Then the lights went out, and I covered myself again with my blanket, waiting for the lights to turn on. As soon as the lights turned on, I suddenly heard a voice, a man's and a woman's crying. Then my blanket was slowly being pulled, and I heard them laughing loudly. I started to faint, but I saw them in my dream. I saw how they died. They were on their way to the pier, but the car lost control and the brakes didn't work. When the car slammed into a wall, the wall crumbled, burying them. Then everything disappeared. I couldn't wake up. I woke up in my dream and saw myself sleeping peacefully, as if I were dead. Then I felt like something was being destroyed, and it was the door that wouldn't open. I could see my father, mother, brother, and sister running to me, crying. They couldn't wake me up. I saw them trying to wake me, but as soon as they lost hope, they shouted my name loudly. I was pulled back into my body when I woke up, and I saw them crying tears of joy. I told them everything that happened, and they told me that I didn't respond to their knocking for 2 days, and they started to panic. The door couldn't be opened with keys, so they had to destroy it. Story submitted by Sinkit. Title, Last Goodbye. Hi! This is the third story I'm sharing on Spookify. This happened back in July 2004. Around 10 p.m., the phone rang. Since I was the only one awake, I answered the call. Me. Hello? Cousin, hello. This is 8. Can you please give the phone to your mom quickly? Tell her something happened. My cousin's voice sounded like she was about to cry, so I ran to my mom's room. After they talked, my mom told us what happened. My uncle had a heart attack and was dead on arrival at the hospital. I couldn't sleep and woke up my 2 siblings because mom and dad went to the hospital. At my uncle's house, only their maid was left. She said she saw a foot that looked like my uncle's. She didn't know yet that my uncle had died, so she asked my brother and another male cousin to come with her. My brother and cousin just watched TV together on the sofa. There was also a small sofa, and they noticed that it suddenly sank as if someone sat on it. So, they turned off the TV and ran to our house since it was just across the street. After midnight, they all returned home, and my uncle was already at the morgue. We went to check on them first to see if they were okay. My aunt was crying a lot, and she cried even more when she saw me. I was my uncle's favorite niece. On the first day of the wake, I didn't look at the coffin because I was scared and didn't want my aunt to cry even more when she saw me. As it was getting close to evening, I suddenly felt unwell. They gave me my uncle's clothes to hold and insisted that I look at the coffin. They thought I might have been cursed by not looking at him in the coffin. After that, I felt better. On the second or third day of the wake, my cousin, the deceased's child, had an experience. He went into his room alone. Soon, he heard the shower turn on. He said, "Daddy, please don't do that. You know I'm scared." After he said that, the sound of the water stopped. Lastly, my uncle's hands were closed when he was placed in the coffin. At his funeral, they were open. They said he might have forgiven someone for the reason why he had a heart attack. Sorry if the story is long. Story submitted by Pinky. Thanks for joining us on this chilling journey through the unknown. If you enjoyed these ghostly tales, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to never miss a new story. Have a paranormal experience of your own? Share it with us in the comments or send us a message. We might just feature it in our next episode. Until next time, stay safe and beware of what lurks in the shadows.